Welcome back, MMAOddsBreaker. Of course, today we got short fuse Ed Herman on the line, getting ready to fight Derek Brunson, coming up here in UFC 183. But of course, we want to talk about the Seattle Seahawks first, since we see your hat. Are you a casual supporter? Are you a long-term supporter? Like, how are you with the Seahawks?
Well, I grew up in Washington and Portland, so definitely long-time supporter. They're finally good, so that's nice.
That makes it nice, right? I grew up in Rochester, New York, and so I'm stuck with the Buffalo Bills, who were good in the early '90s or late '80s, early '90s, and have sucked since then. So I've had a long time of suckness with my team. So it's.
I remember when they were good back in the early '90s, man. Would you guys have 4 Super Bowl appearances in a row?
Yep, 4 losses in a row. It's perfect. Yeah, heartbreakers. Yeah, that's how it goes. You guys are winning, though. Now, when you say you've been a long-time supporter, are you a football fan in general? Like when the Seahawks are playing, that's your game, or are you more of a baseball, basketball guy? Like, what's your main sport besides MMA that you like to watch?
Yeah, football for sure, man. It's college football and NFL for sure.
Are you Oregon State, Oregon U? Like, who are you watching? When it comes to college football?
Oregon Ducks, man. Oregon Ducks all the way.
Yep. So you're having a good year, right? You guys.
Yeah, man. We're having a real good year.
So far, the Washington and Oregon can't lose. Like, it seems like when it comes to football, you guys seem to be doing pretty well all the way around.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's looking good. It's about time. They say the sun's got to shine on a dog's ass every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's it's the cycle of sport. It's how it goes. Well, let's talk about you and Derek Brunson. January 31st, UFC 183, obviously MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's Super Bowl weekend, so you could very easily have your fight and win on Saturday night, and then Sunday stay in Vegas and watch the Super Bowl as the Seahawks win a domination. But they're going to be just on the road in Phoenix. Are you going to try and if the Seahawks make the Super Bowl, are you going to try and get down to Phoenix to watch the Super Bowl live, since we're going to be so close here in Vegas?
Probably not, man. I think I got an early flight out of Vegas that morning so I can get back home and maybe have a little Super Bowl party at my house.
Nice. When you have a little Super Bowl party, what do you mean? 5 people, 6 people come over to the house? Or are you talking a full 30 people blowout?
No, I don't know. Maybe just like 10 people or something. Probably nothing too crazy. All my friends out here are Broncos fans, living in Colorado. So Hopefully it's a Broncos-Seattle game again. That'd be sweet. Yeah,
that would be really nice. As of right now, as we're doing this interview, the Broncos are actually losing to the Colts 14-7. So we'll see what happens as that fight or as that game plays out. Let's talk about your fight. You're 22-10. Brunson is 12-3. Records aren't too far apart from each other. Definitely with it, UFC content. It's not too much of a step up for him to jump up to you record-wise. How do you see this fight playing out? Like, what do you really see this fight, how it's going to end up? A lot of ground time, a lot of him running away from you, a lot of fence leaning. Like, what do you think? How do you think this fight's going to play out?
It's hard to say. I see him kind of running and trying to use his speed, and thinking he's going to stand with me, until I get my hands on him and hurt him a little bit. Then he'll probably go do his wrestling, I figure. If he can take me down, there'll be some time on the ground with me attacking submissions, So it could be all over the place. I'm sure we'll be up against the cage a little bit, or we both like to fight in the clinch. If I might be chasing him down quite a bit too, it's really hard to say. But I'm going to try to close the distance and, put my hands on him and make it.
It's. Yeah, sorry about that. I just broke up on us a little bit, but it's okay. It's tough from a judging and refereeing standpoint. Well, from a judging standpoint mainly, that if you're on the bottom and you're attacking submissions, you don't really get that much credit from judges unless you get a full catch, because you can't really do that much damage from the bottom. Do you think, not necessarily for this fight coming up, but in future fights, do you think it's better if you get taken down to try to struggle immediately back up to your feet and try to attack, or do you think it's better to stay on your back if you get taken down and really try to attack the submission game?
It just depends. Obviously, I'm going to try to get up, but when you're trying to get up, it can create submission opportunities, and when you're attacking submissions, it can create opportunities to get to your feet. So kind of going to use all all of that. And since I'm not just going to lay on my back and throw up submissions, but I'm going to use that to get back up, you know, attacking legs, whatever I got to do to create a scramble to get back to my feet.
What's Derek's strongest weapon that he has?
His strongest point, like as a fighter,
yeah,
definitely
his
his
strength,
wrestling.
is his cardio, is his stand-up, is his ground game? Like, what's his strongest point?
Definitely his wrestling, you know, just his takedowns. He's really quick. His takedown defense is good. He's not all that active on the top when he does get takedowns. He's still pretty green, I think, in the sport. So, you know, he's a big, strong, athletic guy, you know. But he's not a finisher. He's going to try to take me down and hold me down, I think.
Yep.
Or he's going to try to dance around on the outside and use his speed to kind of outpoint me.
We're talking about how he's still kind of green in the sport. He started fighting in May of 2010. You started fighting in 2003. You've been around a lot longer.
Right.
Do you think that wisdom and that time in the sport, I mean, you've been spending, you know, now we're looking at 12 years in this, you know, coming up on your 12th year in the sport of really doing heavy battle with some big name guys. And really, he hasn't had that many, you know, you kind of look at his record. Both of you guys fought Jacare, you know, Kendall Grove he's battled against. Yael Romero he fought against as well. But really, when he gets tested, he kind of falls apart a little bit. Lost to Grove, lost to Jacare, lost to Yael Romero. His last fight he beat a decision against Lorenz Larkin, finally got together. But do you think that, like, your wisdom and your age of being inside that cage or ring, and sometimes in your earlier fights, you think it's really going to come into play, come around in the middle of the second, where you got to start putting some old man wisdom on him?
I think so. You know, I think he'll start to break when he realizes, you know, he's having more trouble with me than he thinks. That my wrestling's better than he thought. That I hit harder than he thought. You know, things like that. I can definitely see myself, you know, kind of breaking him down. You know, he definitely gets tired as the fights go on, and you know, against Yael Romero in the third round, you could see his confidence starting to break. Mm-hmm. Probably, you know, cardio as well as, you know, Romero's a beast. So, you know, definitely my experience, I think, will take advantage. He's had that's probably his only war, really, that fight. You know, I've had multiple wars against many tough guys. But, you know, fight's a fight. Yeah. You can still come in there and kick my butt, you know what I mean? So I'm not overlooking him at all in that sense. But I feel like my experience and just composure in there, I'll be able to stay patient and eventually finish him. Maybe I lose a round. It's hard to say, but I'm going to be looking for that finish the whole time.
All right, last question before I let you out of here, and I'm going to change gears on you. In 2015, in your personal life, not in the fighting game, everyone's answer to this question is, hey, you know, what am I going to do in 2015? Well, my goal is to be the champ. In your personal life, what's one of the goals you have for 2015 that you want to improve upon or get done or have happen for you in your personal life throughout 2015?
Well, you know, just to continue to become a better father and husband and focus on my family and just being here for them as much as I can. And,
you know, it's funny. I talk to other
just being the best father I can.
I talk to other athletes, and their response is, well, you know, I definitely like to get a bigger house or get a better house or move to a different space, like move. It's like material. It's like when we talk to other athletes outside of MMA, it's always material. And when we talk to MMA athletes that have given them the same question, it's always emotional. It's always be a better father, be a better husband, you know, be a better boyfriend, be more present with my family and stuff. It just interests me how MMA guys, even now with potentially the millions of dollars that are running around up there with guys like Jones and Pettis and Jose Aldo, these guys are making millions of dollars now fighting, that still at the end of the day we're like, hey, if I wasn't fighting, I'd just be sitting home taking care of my kids. Like, it's just what we still strive to do. We just want to be family people. It's still really nice to see, even though the sport has changed so much from when you and I both started. Like, I only started a couple years before you, that it's still the same. The root is still the same. We just want to be better humans at the end of the day, and it's great to hear, especially from someone with a short fuse.
I can be, you know, a better friend, better all that stuff, better coach. Just try to improve as a person and as you know.
It's good to hear. Thanks, Ed, for coming on here, man. I really appreciate you coming on here. I wasn't around
as I wanted to be.
Yep.
So. What's that?
I'm sorry. Your end keeps breaking up. I was just saying thanks for coming on here. Really appreciate it. Have a great time at this fight. Hopefully, I'll see you at the weigh-ins. I'll be in town for this one, so I'll definitely come and check you out.